Good morning. Okay, let's hop to it. So we'll start with 5 minutes as usual. Okay, I'm 90 seconds in, so 3.5 minutes. And we're gonna do very similar to last week for the first 10. We'll do 5 minutes to get going, and then we'll do 5 sets of 20 seconds fast, 40 seconds light. And I just want us to try to really go fast for the fast. Okay, so like if you're on a treadmill or a rower, just try to get the cadence really fast. It could be a really, really fast walk, right, on the treadmill. So you're still having to get the leg turnover fast, but not cardiovascularly having to hop right into a run, okay? On the bike, we'll just try to get the RPM really high. Same thing like if you're on a rowing machine. So just try to go as fast as you can, but in the right parameters. And then you get 40 seconds of just nice and easy cruise. We'll do that 5 times. We'll probably take about 1 minute to 2 minutes for me to then explain like the next kind of set. But we're gonna kind of do things in 5-minute allotments for the first half. And then we'll do 1 10-minute block, and then sort of a really short walk with a cool down. So probably about 40 minutes again on the cardio, give or take a minute. So first one in 90 seconds here. Good. Okay, so going in a minute. Right, again, don't touch your resistance on the bike. If you're on the treadmill, I would just stay on a level surface. I wouldn't add an incline. Right. And just walk as briskly as you can for that time. Unless you feel really warmed up and you want to pop into a bit of a run, but you want to try to think like you're going as fast as you can before you want to go to that next level. So I kind of think of it speed walking. Okay, so the first one is 20 seconds. 10 seconds. Try not to bounce on the saddle. 3, 2, 1, go. Three, two, one, and recover. Good. Right, so nice and easy work-rest ratio. More or less, just try to get your nervous system to wake up and get that turnover to speed. 20 seconds. 10. 3, 2, 1, go. And time. Great. 2 done, 3 to go. In 10. Right, just think shoulders back, nice and relaxed upper body. 3, 2, 1, go. And time. Good, we went over there. Sorry about that. Whew, I got distracted. Okay, we're still going to start on the top, so you get a little less rest. In 10. 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. This is 4 or 5. Right, think push and pull. If you're on the bike, nice and tall. 3, 2, 1, and recover. Good, last one coming up. Nice work. $15. So last one, let's try to make it the quickest. Going in 7, 4, 3, 2, and here we go. 20 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Good. Okay, so first set of 5 minutes, okay, outside of our warm-up. We're gonna go 30 seconds hard, 30 seconds recovery with moderate tension or resistance, okay? So we're still going all out for that 30 seconds, but pick it where your leg turnover is gonna be slowed down because of the either the resistance on the bike or the incline on the treadmill, right? So we still want the intention of going hard, but your speed won't be anywhere near what we just did in terms of turnover, okay? So for example, for me, I'm gonna go on like a level 4 on my wind trainer, and I'll try to get my RPM probably around 90, 95. So just think you wanna dial up your tension, 5 out of 10 kind of thought, or between 4 and 6 out of 10 for 30 seconds. So we're gonna do our first one in 10 seconds, 30 on, 30 off, 5 rounds. Going in 3, 2, 1. So increase your tension or your load. And just think, how hard can I push for 30? Can you go? 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Good, 30 seconds recovery. We got 4 to go. So, on the recovery, if you need to, you can always stand up out of the saddle. Okay, if you're on the bike. 10 seconds. 4, 3, 2, dial up the tension, and here we go. Yeah, so think pushing and pulling on the bike, right? Drive forward at 3. Pull with your hamstrings at the bottom of the stroke. Everybody stays tall. 4, 3, 2, 1, time. Good. 2 done. 3 to go. Ten seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and go. Five, 4, 3, 2, time. Good job, 2 to go. Good work, we're approaching 14 minutes in already. 10. 4, 3, 2, and here we go. Good. Just try to stick with this moderate tension. Your cadence is decent. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, time. Good. Okay, last one coming up. In 10. 3, 2, 1. Last one. 5, 4, 3, 2, and recover. Whew. That's right. Okay, so our next 5 minutes, we're actually going to go less working time, 15 seconds with 45 seconds rest. But the 15 seconds, again, it's hard with heavy tension or high resistance. So your leg turnover is going to be slower, but with you have to push harder. Okay, so like on the treadmill, crank up your incline. You may not go as fast, but you're walking on a really steep uphill. Right, on the bike, crank your tension, and you just try to keep the leg moving, right, but it's going to be slow, like you're slogging up this really tough hill. Okay, then we get 45 seconds just to kind of recover out. So work 1, rest 3. So we'll start in 35 seconds for round 1. And again, we're doing it 5 times. So a 5-minute working block. Okay, so the intent is to go fast, but you can't because of that resistance that you formed. So I'm going to dial mine up to like a 7 or 8, and then just try to keep my cadence, I don't know, somewhere like 60. Okay, ready? We're going to go in 3, 2, 1. So really high, and then just push. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Good. Okay. I actually think I went to the top in my wind trainer, so I'm going to add some resistance on my bike first and then crank up the wind trainer. So this is like very neurologically taxing. That's why we have a longer rest. In 10. Yeah. Let me go a little heavier on the right. There we go. 3, 2, 1, and go. So high tension. Just try to not stop. 3, 2, 1, and release. Okay. If you get to the end of the 15 seconds and you're like, ah, that was easy, you gotta go heavier. Ten seconds. 2, and go. 3, 2, 1, and release. $50. 5, 4, 3, crank that tension, 2, and go. 3, 2, 1, and release. Sure. Okay, we're gonna do one more. In 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. Make it heavy. Push, push, push. 3, 2, 1, and recover. Whew. Good job. I think that was 5. I hope that was 5. Whew. Okay, so now we're gonna do 5 times 60 seconds. Okay, so again, the magic number today is 5, number of the day. And we're gonna make it progressive in regards to resistance. So the very first one, it's fast, light resistance. Second one, light to moderate resistance. Third one, moderate. Fourth is moderate, heavy. Fifth is heavy. Okay, we go for a whole minute rest. So it'll take us 10 minutes. This is the longest working block of the day, right? And really try to have a discernible difference in your cadence. So we start with more speed, and then we go along the continuum to more power. High RPM or turnover, yeah. Slow RPM, but still with the intention of going fast, but we just can't because of the resistance or the incline on the machine, okay? So we'll go in 42 seconds for number 1. Number 1 is light resistance, nice and fast, 60 seconds, 60 seconds recovery. In 25. In 15. 10. Okay, I'm just gonna go to a level 2, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. So this one's more about speed. Okay. I'm gonna try and keep my cadence around 110. halfway. Keep that speed. 20. 10. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good, slow it down. Whew. Heart rate should be up there. So. If you're on the bike and you stay hunched over, like forward, it will help the blood circulate and recover. Right, if you stand upright or sit upright, there's further distance. The blood has to be pumped. So it's actually beneficial to stay sort of forward on your handlebars. Okay, we're going in 8. So a little bit more tension. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Gosh. 10 done. Break it into 6 10-second chunks. 20. 30. Nice work. Stick with it. Keep that speed. 40. 50. 2, 1, and recover. Yeah. Okay, halfway through our rest. Number 3, moderate tension, moderate incline. RPM should be dropping our cadence. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and go. So my RPM started at 110, 100. Now I'm hovering at about 90. Okay, but everyone will be different. But just try to think it's incremental. The last one is a little bit faster than the current. Halfway. Ten. 5, 4, 3, 2, and release. Okay, we got 2 to go. So this is moderate heavy. Again, the intention is to go fast. Okay, so we're still developing power, even if your limbs are moving slow. Ten seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and here we go. Okay, make sure it's slower than last time. And just think, you know, is this sustainable for a minute? In. To go. Good work. Keep pushing here. Okay, I think we're climbing up a big hill. You're close. You got 10 seconds. Keep driving to the top. 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Okay, last one coming up. Halfway. Take some deep breaths. And seconds. 4, 3, 2. Okay, really heavy. Dial it up. Think like, oh, I don't know if I can do this. Right? And you're pushing heavy. You're going slow. Right? $15 in. Got cadence should be low. Right, drive forward at the top. You're on the bike. You're on the treadmill, lean forward a bit. Keep your feet under you. 15 left. Right, rowing machine, use your legs. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release. Whew. Yeah, okay, we'll take 2 minutes. And then we have a short little 3-minute set. Just to wrap it up with a bow before our cool down. I'm sure I have it right. Okay, so we're gonna go 3 times, 15 seconds, all out sprint, 45 seconds recovery. So sort of like that previous working block. Okay, on the sprint, if you're on a bike, have the tension up and we'll be out of the saddle. Okay, so you'll stand, but still try to keep your hips back, just above the saddle, but we're in the air. Okay. On the treadmill, I kind of pick a medium grade with a good speed. So a bit of a hill, nothing too steep, but then still try to get that fast, quick leg turnover. Okay, same if you're like on an elliptical or rower. Sort of that middle ground, but where speed is more of the variable than the load. Okay, so 3 times. We're gonna go in 20. So with 5 seconds prior, let's crank our tension or our incline or resistance. So the whole 15 seconds is an all-out sprint. Okay, so bring it up. We're going in 3, 2, 1, go. 2, 1, and recover. Good. $30. 20. Okay, increase your tension. Going in 2, 1, and go. 2, 1, 5. Good work. We have one more. Right? It's like we're getting to the very top of the hill for the very end of the race. And you gotta try to sprint past one more person. 10 seconds. Then it's cool down. Okay, so tension up. Bring it up, up, up. 3, 2, 1, and go. Fastest one. 2, 1, stop. Whew. Good work. Oh, that was a tough one. So let's go a good 3 minutes, maybe more, right? Keep cycling or walking, rowing until you feel your heart rate is at a position where you could, carry a conversation. So that way you know it's dropped into more of a steady state and not that high intensity sort of threshold level. So just try to take deep breaths, slow your heart rate down. So I'm gonna go another minute and a half. Okay. But again, feel free to go longer if you don't feel quite ready or recovered. Kind of the beauty of these workouts is you just go at your own intensity. So my high intensity might be working at 88, 90% of my max, and another person's 90% might be working at like 60%, relatively speaking. So it just all depends on your fitness level and how you're feeling that day. Okay, so still, when you're ready, hop off. Make sure you have some space, grab some water if you need. Okay. Again, I like to do this portion in bare feet. I just feel like I get better proprioception with it. Like tactilely, I can feel what's going on and get a better communication from the foot. But if you're in shoes and you prefer that, it doesn't matter. Whatever you like. Can everyone see Lululemon in the background? He's made it way back to our house somehow. Okay, so first one, we'll just try to get the ankles moving, especially if you've just been on the bike. Right, it feels good to sort of get the calf stretched. We did this one a couple weeks ago. I'm gonna move my screen down. All right, so you're in a half kneel position, right? Hands on your front knee, and then just gently sort of rock forward. And then I like to sit all the way back on my toes, get a bit of a stretch of the plantar fascia in the bottom foot. And then again, just rock forward, right? And then sit back. So we'll do about 8 to 10 aside, right? And try to really encourage this to get lengthened. You can always move the knee around, right? But keep the heel on the floor. Shift. Just try to get a good stretch. Hamstring here, and then calf, soleus, Achilles here. Good. And this back foot, right? If you are tight through the bottom of your foot, you could hang out longer in this position and really try to encourage that extension through the back foot. Wherever you feel tightest. Ooh, this side's way worse. Yeah, and if you shift your front leg side to side, you'll either get more inner thigh or lateral thigh. So you can kind of roll that foot around as well and kind of search for the spots where you have the most resistance. So a couple more here if you need. And then the next one we're going to do, we're going to start in a half kneeling position. Okay, so say I'm in my half kneel. I'm going to come up, trying to load mostly my front leg, and then laterally lunge to my side. Come back to single leg balance, and back to the floor. So I totally release. I'm starting from a dead position. There's no momentum here, right? I drive up, out, back to center, down. And we'll go 10 one direction and then 10 the other. So we just did very linear. So now I want to try to get some lateral motion through the hips. Right, ankle, foot. So 10 per side. Right, try to really sit your hips back, chest tall. And you'll notice my trail leg is straight at the bottom of the lunge. Okay, and my pinky toe stays down. So I try to really get a good stretch of my inner thigh by keeping my foot planted and not letting it roll. Okay. Good. So the less you use your back leg coming up, the more you should feel your glutes working in the front leg. So think about pushing your foot right through the floor to drive yourself up. Okay. Good. Everyone looks good. Keep going there until you get 10 a side done. So the next one is more upper body. I'm going to show you a couple options. So option one, a push-up where you're turned your torso. So if my hands are at my shoulders and I turn and then I plant my hands. So I'm actually turned through my spine. And you could do the push-up from your toes or your knees, right? But turn. And we'll try to get 8 per side. The second option, if you have the room to do it, it's going to be a crawl. So I'm on my hands and my feet. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, a push-up, and then 3, 2, 1, push-up. So either one. If you're doing the crawl, opposite hand and knee move at the same time. I'm going to do them in 3s, so you alternate sides. Okay, so either 8 and 8 stationary, or 3 and 3 for about 12. So it's up to you. That 1, 2, 3, right? We're both getting that upper body movement, right? With a bit of rotation. Just depends on how you feel and how much space you have. Ooh. Good. So 12 or 16 if you're keeping them stationary. And then our next kind of last stretch one, you're gonna lay on your back, and it's that hip decouple we've done. So you're laying on your back, right? Give your upper body a break now. We pull one knee up as we slide the other leg out. Pause in this extended position. Come back in and alternate. So really try to simultaneously pull up and extend out at the same time. Right, so we're encouraging flexion in one hip and extension on the other side. So if you ever get SI joint problems, this is probably a good one to do. It just tries to encourage motion through your back there. Right, try to prevent the pelvis from getting stuck. So let's do 6 to 8 per side. Okay, then we're going to go back and do one more set of push-ups. So you can always change it and do the other one. Regress it if you need to. But we'll just try to get a little bit of upper body after doing all that lower body work. Good job. Okay, so when you're done that stretch, one more round of push-ups. Okay, crawl, 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 push, or just again, turn and then drive. So up to you, but try to get between 12 and 16 push-ups done. I only did 10. I cheated. Good. Okay, let's get a good stretch in. So if you have a wall, great, use it. Right, you're gonna lay on your back, one foot on the wall, and then you're gonna cross your ankle over that knee. So I'm gonna cross my right ankle over my left knee. Okay, if you want more stretch, get closer to the wall. If you feel pinching in the front of your hip, push this knee away from you. So either way, you're sort of stretching that piriformis. It just depends where you need space within the joint. So just hang out on this side. We're gonna go for about 30 seconds. I'll tell you when time is up. Good. Okay, switch sides. And just totally try to relax, right? If you're holding any tension, the muscles are going to be guarding and they're not going to release. Good. Okay, and then if you just turn away from the wall, so you're laying on your back, you're gonna have one leg up in the air, grab the knee with your opposite hand, pull slightly across, and then kick over your opposite shoulder, right? So this again is that lateral hamstring. And just hold for about 2 seconds, and then come back in. Keep the ankle relaxed. And that way we don't aggravate the sciatic nerve. Okay, so pull across, kick, keep that ankle relaxed. We'll do 8 to 10 reps and then switch sides. Good. Now I'll show you one more stretch where you sort of get hips, inner thighs. I've done this a few times, but not everyone may have done this one yet. So if you have your knees sort of wider apart, right? I'm gonna walk my left hand over front of my right hand, and then I'm gonna push my hip down and rotate the bottom leg, and then I switch. So my right hand is over top, my hip comes forward, and I let that back leg come towards the floor. Okay, so from the side, it's like this. And we're just trying to get into the front hip, some rotation through the hip, inner thigh. Okay, we'll do about 6 or 8 a side. You shouldn't really have to use your arms. My arms are locked out essentially. I'm trying to get the movement from the hip joint, right? It's not a push up. It's just from the pelvis. So some people really feel this stretch. If you're tight through your hip and through your rotators. Good work. When you're done these, we'll just drop into child's pose. Okay, we'll sit there for a minute, try to get 3 long, deep breaths out in that 1 minute. I'll time us, and then that'll be it. So, I'll get my timer. Okay, so 1 minute, think of a 5-6 second inhale, a hold of the breath, and then a long, slow exhale. 20 seconds per breath. Ready in child's pose? 3, 2, 1, and go. Good, great. Okay, nice work, you guys. Thanks, everyone. Good workout. The cycle or the cardio portion was kind of intended to be the toughest, and then the last bit was a little bit lighter. But I thought because we went pretty hard on the cardio, not a bad idea to do a bit more mobility, a little easier for the core portion. So have a good weekend. Thanks.
Thanks, Nicole.
You're welcome. Thanks, guys.